Welcome back to another episode of Penny Help Jess. Today's episode, what is it 450 or 550? Yes, I'm supposed to have this information ahead of time. I know. Let's see, content. Okay, 551. Wow. So I guess at 365 doubled will be at the 2 year for when the video started. The channel started before that. Oh, okay, it's coming out. Very good. All right, a lot of copper. That's what we want to see. Very good. Nice. All right, lot of copper, lot of copper. I remember I wrote lot of copper like with a Brooklyn accent type of joke. What's copper? I don't know. Maybe the person was joking, re-joking me. What's copper? Forget about it. Yeah, if you were born in Brooklyn, you're a whole different type of person. When people from Brooklyn meet each other, they almost automatically know. I sold a house a few years ago, and the guys who bought it were from Brooklyn. And as soon as I met them, like, hey, where you from? I'm from Bensonhurst. Oh, wow. Yeah, I went to Bishop Ford. Oh shit, it's just funny. No close AM. All right, that's it. Countdown. A few more months, man. That's it. It's a wrap. 1982. I will not hold on to this. Maybe I put it as a penny as an example to show in a video of pennies I won't hold on to. Ah, here we go. We got a woody lamination, one side obverse. You have to hold them to the side sometimes. The ones that oh, that one. See, that one I noticed even in direct light. The ones I like are the ones that had the big yellow bands, the big yellow ribbons for the lamination era. It's kind of wild. You don't see them in zinc scents. All right, first copper penny. No, second. Actually, it might even be third if that first penny is copper. I'm not sure if it is or not. It's kind of really destroyed. No white AM. Two copper pennies. Let's see. 2002. Misaligned die on the reverse. You can see the rim is almost gone on the bottom. See, in top has the rim, then disappears. Another beat up penny. That's not really beat up. It's just dirty, really. That's the same exact spot that the beehive is in, typically. Yeah, whatever. I dirt on my fingernail. Another weird misaligned die. Yeah, they don't have any value really. What you're hoping for is a really, a really misaligned side or a really off-centered. I think the most I've ever found was probably like 5%, 6% copper. Yeah, where it was where the rim was maybe an extra millimeter or something over. People like those too. They sell for a few bucks. They're not the ones that they're not that valuable, but there's always somebody who's willing to buy a cheaper version of something. That's the bottom. That is like, I want it, but I can't afford it. So I'm gonna get something that reminds me of what I go. I mean, if you can explain that psychology to me, I'm gonna get something that reminds me of what I want. Okay, it's another another really dirty 1982. That's makes me wonder if they came out of the same place. You know what I mean? For example, and I think this is a good example. The Pokemon cards, depending on what language you're getting them in, have different prices. No close AM. So English is the most expensive, typically. Typically, the English version of the Pokemon card is the most expensive. Then it goes Japanese, then Korean, then Chinese, right? Okay. So they all have the English are really expensive sometimes. I'm talking about sometimes in the thousands of dollars. And 9 out of 10 times when you open up the box, the packs in the box, they're worth less than the box than what you paid, right? So maybe you'll find a couple cards that are worth. So on $100 box, you might find a couple cards that are worth $10. You're out $80. It's not like you're getting value for value. But people want to take. It's like buying a scratch off ticket, a lottery ticket. You're hoping that you're going to find the $300 card that's centered. I think that's centered. I don't know if it's centered. It's hard to tell. You're hoping to find a $300 card in the $100 box. But most of the time that's not going to happen. But let's say you don't have $100. You got $50. That's what the Japanese box cost. And then you're hoping to find a $150 card in the fit, but you have the $50. You don't have the $100. So you're like, oh, but they have the same cards just in different languages. And then there's the Chinese box, which there's less of. I know that's has nothing to do with the example, but I'm just saying. Like I'm watching a Chinese case of Pokemon cards because they're cheap, and they're fun. And it's just what's that called? It satisfies the itch. It satisfies the itch. You know, you want to open up packs. You want to look for that special card, but you don't want to spend the um the big dollars for it. You know, you want the Mercedes convertible. But you don't got $100,000. Maybe you don't even have 50,000 for the 10-year-old used one with 100,000 miles. So what do? You buy the Sebring. You know, who out there remembers the Sebring? It was one of those cars that they sold, that they rented out, that had the convertible. If you went down to Florida, you get the Sebring. You get the Sebring for 30 grand brand new, or 10,000 used. You don't got the 100,000, but you want a damn convertible, and you're willing to do anything, and you're gonna get it. You don't care. You want to feel the wind, either blowing through your hair or over your bald head. So you're gonna get it. You're gonna get the convertible. Coins are the same way. They got really strong double dies that are in the thousands of dollars, or you can buy the one that's you need a telescope to see it. Because you want to put it in, and that's it. That's the way life goes. Are nickels more interesting to coin roll hunt than pennies? I don't think so. I've watched nickel. It's a whole nother thing. They look totally different. One of the things about penny roll hunting, that for its price, the value is. In case you don't follow, copper went up like for the first time in a while. I believe it's over $5 a pound. It's been at like $4 ish for so many years, and then it was at like 350 for like, I don't know, for like 20 years or something. A long time it's been at $4, give or take 50 cents. For a long, long time. Another misaligned die. But in every penny roll, you'll find copper pennies. You know, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20 penny rolls, you'll get a wheat cent. You're not getting a silver nickel, man, out of out in every single nickel roll. I mean, you might find. I'm gonna assume this because in all the change I've ever looked, I've never found the nickel except for the ones that was given me once at the pharmacy many years ago. Many years ago, about 2.5 years ago, that was one of the first videos for the channel. They gave me a war nickel. I made a video. That was one of the first videos that took off for the channel. If you put in war nickel or something like that it'll come up. You could date me on it, you know. But you'll find copper pennies in every penny roll, just about. And they have four times the value, face value. And so it's, even though it's the less expensive alternative to a nickel or a dime or a quarter, in many ways it's way better than they are, because it just happens to be the cheapest scratch off that has the best odds of getting something valuable. And that's usually not how things work. Only with the penny does it work like that. Another misaligned die. that the cheapest denomination has the highest chances of finding something valuable. And I think that's one of the things that attracts people to it, you know. A nice looking copper penny's worth, 5 cents, 10 cents. You know, you put, you put 50 uncirculated, whatever, what I'm saying, like really nice looking high AU, and you're gonna get $5 for it, $4, $5. You put those wheat cents in there, you're gonna get $5, $6 for them, even circulated condition. You're talking about 10x. There's nothing like that, to my knowledge. I don't know. Nobody even cares about nickels. I mean, I know there's nickel roll hunters. I get that, but and there's things you almost. I think with nickels, you almost have to have the microscope. I'm not sure if you can see the things you need to see through the phone. I know there's things with the steps and the window. There's such little tiny things that you're looking for on nickels. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.